Religion and Realization by Diamond Picked Up in the Street, Episode 14. Diamond's yogic interpretation on Sri Ramkrishna's metaphors from the Gospel of Sri Ramkrishna based on his own lifelong divine realizations. March 1882, place Temple of Dakshineshwar. Henceforth, Sri Ramkrishna will be spoken of as Thakur when required, as it is so done in the Gospel. 1. Speechless stood Sri Ram and kept on looking. Sri Ram is the pseudonym of Sri Mahendranath Gupta, the author of the Gospel of Sri Ramkrishna. Everyone loses his voice when God is seen. To lose one's voice means to get one's inner self transformed into God. At the sight of Sri Ramkrishna, Sri Ram has lost his voice. He, without his knowledge, has become transformed into God. But here it is a meager sign of inner transformation, that is Samadhi. The voice of Sri Ramkrishna has made God get awakened in the body of Sri Ram. Thakur is before the eyes of Sri Ram, and his voice is also heard. So, Sri Ram is speechless. Thakur is God in flesh and blood, and a living image of Satchidananda or the supreme bliss. 2. As if Sukadeva in person were speaking out the process of manifestation of God in the body. Sri Ashwini Kumar Datta, a devotee and a patriot of Bengal, once asked Thakur about Sri Keshav Chandra Sen, who was the leader of Brahmo Samaj. Thakur replied, "He is a God's man." The reply announces that there are God's men. Our Sri Ram is also a God's man. Along with Avatar comes the retinue of Avatar. Both Sri Ram and Sri Balaram Bose, a devotee, were seen by Thakur in the company of Sri Chaitanya, the founder of the Vaishnava sect in Bengal, and an Avatar. With open eyes, Sri Ram is a God's man, and he is seeing the world with divine eyes. He sees the inner truth and speaks out truth. Shukdev in person. Shukdev was the son of Vyasa. He related the process of the transformation of the lower self into the supreme bliss in the body. He was looked upon as an ideal monk of India. Shuka was a living image of manifestation and emanation of God's knowledge in the body. He was not so by self-assertion, but he was so made. This mythological hero, Shuka, is a perpetual one. It is not true that in days of yore it was so and it cannot come into being again. In the body where God will get himself in spontaneously manifested in full measure, the very same man will be a Shuka, the living image of God's knowledge, and he will relate God's sport in the body to mankind. At the age of 11, Thakur was on his way to the village Anur. God emanated and manifested himself in Thakur, and Thakur's inner self was transformed into God, that is Samadhi. From the very same day, Thakur's inner self got converted into another Shuka in embryo. This happening in Thakur was a rare one, as it exceeded the record of Sukadeva. It was so recorded in the Purana, the old record, that Shuka was 12 years in the womb of his mother. Then he came out. At the age of 12 years, 4 months, God the preceptor assumes a human form, made of God's light, appears in the body, gives him his blessing, bliss, denoting the whole future life of the devotee in a single word, teaches him the whole process of yoga, that is Raj Yoga, the method of transformation into God, and then disappears. The God is in the body. The man is not aware of him. He comes out and makes the man conscious of divinity in him. The man sees all these occurrences. Now, Shuka is born in the body in embryo. Then commence sadhana, or transformation of the inner self into supreme bliss. Innumerable are the conditions and realizations through which the inner self passes and is transformed till it reaches the void zone where no ego or the last tinge of feeling exists, that is Brahmagyan. Then descent follows. God in the body comes down first from cerebrum to throat, then again from cerebrum to the waist, and lastly in the form of a mannequin or Manusratan. This mannequin speaks out the process of God's sport in the body. Mother, I do not speak, but you speak, as Sri Ramkrishna says. Here God in Thakur has been addressed as Mother. Life of Shuka has got only two chapters. The first chapter contains the history of emanation and transformation of God in the body till finally he becomes Manusratan. The second chapter is to relate and transfer his realizations to others. To hear all these narrations from very month of Shuka himself produces an offhand realization, and to read these narrations will also render a secondary realization. But these realizations vary. They are conditional and keep in tune with the emanation of God. Of course, spontaneous in every case from the body.